Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster, and in this video I'm sharing with you Life Path 44.8. This is a part of my Life Path series, and to see the full playlist, check out the link below. Within this playlist, there is an intro video where I explain to you the importance of your birthday and how to correctly calculate your date of birth. Stop this video and go check that link above, and then come on back. It is so important to get this calculation correct, because it helps you understand the journey you're here to take on a deeper level. Yes, in this case, the base number or the reduced number is an 8. But understanding what comes before helps you understand the difference between a 44.8, an 8, a 17.8, a 26.8, a 35.8. There's a different set of learnings that each one of these combinations have to do. Now, I was asked, what about the master number 44.8? It's not classed as a master number, which is really confusing, because master numbers are when two of the same digits appear. For example, 11, 22 and 33. So why is 44 not a master number? I've no idea why it's not a master number, other than the fact that the most important number in your reading is your life path number, because this is the journey you've come to explore in this lifetime. And on that, I decided to sit down and create an Excel spreadsheet on this combination. What birthdays gave me a 44.8? The 11 2 master path is probably the most common of the master paths, with a smaller number in the 22, even less in the 33, well, even less in the 44. So the 44 can only come if you have a birthday in November. That's it. But not just November, they have to be specific days. So November is the first number 11, because we wouldn't reduce it, we would just write it as 11/2. In order to still qualify for the 44.8, you must have a birthday either on the 11th or the 29th. The 29th, 2 plus 9 is 11. They both reduce to 11, so you would have an 11. The third date in November you could be born is the 22nd. Now, if you're born on 11 or 29, that's 11. Added to 11 of November, you have 22. If you're born on the 22nd, added to November, you're now at 33. That means that the year you were born has to add to either an 11 or a 22. Now, these numbers are rare. In the 1900s, since 1900 to current day, there has only been 4 11/2 years. That is 1901, 1910, 2009 and 2018. The next 11 will be 2027. If you had one of those years added to the 22nd of November and the 11 year, you've got a 44.8. The other combination is to have the year 22/4, and in the last 19 to now, there has been 7: 1939, 1948, 1957, 1966, 1975, 1984 and 1993. The next 22/4 will not exist to 2299. But if you were born in one of those years, which is a 22, you add to November, which is an 11, the 11th or the 29th, you have a 44.8 combo. I really hope this makes sense now. Perhaps this is the reason when you think that the first 22-4 didn't happen to 499, and there's big gaps, and then there's gaps where we get more of the 11-2, or in this case we've got more of the 22-4 in the last century. So now we understand that. Let's move on to the 44-8. The reason I'm making this video is I have had a few people write to me, what about the master number 44-8? Well, I'll leave that to you to decide if it's the master number. I'm going to explain the energy of it, which is going to help you whether you feel it's the master number or not. Like all master numbers, 11, 22 and 33, we get a double whammy of the 2 digits prior to the base number, in this case the 4s. Now, to understand more about the 4, stop this video, go check out Life Path 4 video in the link above, and then come on back. In brief, the 4, and in this case double whammy 4, so much 4, when we think about the limitation of the 4, because it really is about owning your limitations and making them your strengths. What's the 4 about? It's about stability, structure, security, step-by-step process. A, B, C, D, E. Don't miss out F, G and P before you get to the end. The 4 needs all the information, and when it's got that, the chances are it can make a better system from that information. So it needs all the details. If it takes shortcuts, it has to start again, and this is where it gets repetitive and frustrating for the 4 energy. They need to follow through every step. You can't say I want a house and just start with the roof. You've got to have those foundations below ground and work your way up brick by brick, lintel by lintel, floor by floor before the roof can go on. It's about detail, order, practicality. It's mechanical. The 4 is very loyal, very trustworthy, and if I was employing somebody to help me with my business to get the real structure in place, I certainly would employ a 4. They'll have all the details, all the knowledge, all the answers. It's their frustration that makes them appear like they're lost their way or they're not interested. They're very grounded number. The 4 is very grounded. It's very earthly and can be very material in its understanding. It's more stuck in the doing. I know we're human beings, and the 4 can be quite a doing number, and it monitors itself on achievement, which is where it supports the 8, because the 4 and 8 combo work very well together. The 8 is the big risk, the big dream, and the 4 is the step-by-step process that can make it happen. So it's a wonderful combo. However, when you've got it as a 44-8, it can feel very restricting. When it's in the negative, or the flip side of all the things, even though I've said what might feel restricting, is if things aren't working, it can get impatient, frustrated. When it can get hurried, but this hurried makes them missteps, and then they've got to go back, which causes frustration or agitation. They can get impatient because they can see what they want, but they're just not getting there. The 4 with the 8 needs to understand everything, and they also need to understand not just the structure of the house or the fact that the tree needs root to hold it strong and stable. They'll need to understand their family. There'll be many lessons from their siblings, from their children, from their parents, is really understanding all aspects to make something so I was going to say magnificent or great, but something there to serve the masses, not just the self. The 44-8, the 8 is a great business number. The 44 is such a structured, detailed business number that they could create great businesses, great buildings, great systems that can manage and change the crumbling systems that we have. So what I want you to consider is focus with expansion. So you can often get stuck in your ways. It's quite a rigid, controlling aspect. So yes, do something, but set yourself some deadlines, and if it doesn't work, expand, look at more. You've got your boundaries and your limitations, know them, and then push them out. Strength and tenacity, you know, it's a doing, it's a strength, but be courageous enough to make the decisions for change. 4 doesn't like change, but it is the change that's going to get you to this big vision, this big goal. Commitment with flexibility. I've mentioned that already. You can get stuck, but it is about balancing commitment and flexibility. Also, the analytical brilliance that you have with the intuitive insight, the download, the source. So being a workaholic number, you do really need to take time out to connect with yourself. The most important thing is to know and trust yourself, know your boundaries, and know when you're strong enough to expand on those. When you really truly understand yourself, then you can understand others, then you can understand their needs, then you can make or create or build whatever it is that you need to do in your business path. I say business path, these are business numbers, the 4 and the 8. So there is a lot of business, and you must also remember this time out and your family. Like I said, there's many lessons that are going to come from your family. You've got to learn to balance spiritual and material, and I mentioned this in the 8 video. The 4 can have very repetitive patterns, and you may need to break them. Yes, you might have done this over and over again this way, but what if there's a better way? Just expand your mind. Just look at it as experiments. You don't have to change anything, but just set it as testing. The 4 understands the system, the 8 understands people, and so use the 4 to know what you want, and then use your understanding of people to delegate the roles in order to help you achieve this big goal that you've got, that you've set. You have to be careful that if you're very much in the negative state of this energy, and it's such a challenging combination of numbers, is too much control, too much rigidity, or greed, or feel of lack can stop you or stunt you or burn you out, and so your health can really be tested with this combination of numbers. I've spent quite a while looking for people on a 44/8 life path, and there really isn't that many that I've come across. A few composers, some actors, no one really on the business path. So like I say, it's a rare number, and maybe most of the people step back. I'm not saying they're not unsuccessful, because an 8 can be very successful. An 8 has the ability to create so much wealth and prestige, reward and recognition, but if it's coming from the lack, then it's not creating anything. To understand your 8, you really need to understand the 4. To understand the 4 and the 8, I want to suggest your allies. And again, I do mention these in the in the life path 4 and the life path 8. So the 4s need the 3s and the 5s. They stop them, they expand them, they allow them to look down other avenues. And the 8 needs the 7 and the 9. The 7 is very introspective, so going within to understand the self, and the 9 is really about understanding others. When you can find yourself allies in these energies, and also the 22/4. The 22/4s have the big visions, they have the understanding, but if you could find a way to work with their sensitive side, you probably could make a very great combination. I, as yet, have never met a true 44/8? If you are a true 44/8, please introduce yourself in the comments below. To really understand your numerology, have you considered having a reading, a consultation, or even a mentorship with me? Understanding your name, they are the skills, the motivation, the persona that you've brought with you. Your date of birth is your forecasting number, what you're here to learn in this lifetime. If you want to know more, then get in touch. I'd love to connect. I'd love to work with you. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Please share. I'd love to help everybody move into the true alignment of who they are and embrace what they really are here to bring. There's a saying, you were born an original, don't die a copy. I am tired of everybody feeling so overwhelmed and undernourished by fitting in when they really are needed to stand out. Subscribe, push that bell for notifications. I make at least 4 videos a month, and this one, the 44/8, was made from a question that somebody asked me about this energy. Do you have a question that I can make a video on? Let's get in touch and let's work on it. It's your life, LYFE. Love yourself first every day. When you are true to you, you can achieve what you're here for. The 44/8, when you understand the 4, you can then allow the 8 to come into play with your big visions, your big goals, your big dreams, and break it down in bite-sized pieces that you can along the way receive reward and recognition that keeps you aligned for this big goal that you're here for. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.